Hello everyone guys, in today's video I'll show you a very nasty opening for black against d4 by white. So white plays d4 and here you play e5, the Englund Gambit. So this gambit has a lot of traps and it is actually better for white, this gambit, if white is well prepared and knows all the lines and all the traps. But a lot of players don't know these traps and thousands of people have fallen into these traps. So first of all I'll show the traps for black, how to win as black and how to trap the white's queen and even checkmate in 8 moves. And after that we'll go over some theory and other stuff. So first of all, here most of the time white will capture, and here you go knight c6 attacking the pawn. White will defend the pawn with knight to f3. Here you attack the pawn with your queen, and most of the players in this position will defend the pawn with bishop to f4. And here you go queen b4, check, also attacking the bishop and also attacking this pawn while giving a check. So the best way to save the game here for white is to go bishop d2 and cover the check. And here you play queen b2, take the pawn and now attack the rook. So a lot of players in this position will play bishop c3 thinking that they attack the queen and also defend the rook, but this is a very big blunder, because in this position you can play bishop b4, pinning the bishop to the king, and now he can't take your queen because the bishop is pinned, and from here it's straight losing. Let's say white takes your bishop, you just simply take the bishop with the knight, and here white must move out the knight to defend the rook. So let's say knight d2, so the queen defends the rook. So here you simply take knight c2 check, and the only way to stop checkmate is to sacrifice your queen, and here as black he will win easily. So let's go back a few moves. So in this position white can also play queen d2 hoping to defend the bishop, but in this position you play bishop takes c3. So if knight takes on c3 you simply take and win a rook, and if white takes with the queen hoping everything is okay, then you sneak in and go queen c1 checkmate. So this is the opening trap. So instead let me show you other stuff that white could do here. So in this position after bishop d2 and queen b2, the best move for white is to play knight to c3, and actually everything is fine. And here I suggest you play bishop b4 and continue the game regularly. But a lot of players here also as black, you can play knight to b4, and let's say here rook goes to c1, and you can simply take this pawn, and after you exchange pieces you're completely okay as black. That's other variation. And let's say rook b1, then you win the queen and you also win the game as black. So you gotta be careful with those moves. So that's it for the opening traps. By the way, in this position white can also play like this, knight c3, and after you take the bishop white can go knight to d5 and creating a fork, threatening to take the rook on the next move with check. So in this position don't get scared, simply play queen to e4 and allow him to fork you. Now you go king to d8, and after the knight takes the rook, this knight is trapped in the corner, so you simply take with the pawn. Take the pawn, and after exchanges you are completely okay, and you'll shortly take this knight, or even like queen b8, and you'll be completely fine in this game as black. So this is about the traps. So let's say here you can also play normal and don't play for cheap tricks, because if the opponent knows all these traps then you'll be in a worse position. So instead just play d6 and you can simply develop very quick, and let's say knight f3, knight f6, and you just develop very fast your pieces, and you get to a position like this where your pieces are very active and you're leading in development as black. This is also very good. Also, by the way, your opponent can play d5, then okay, you simply develop your knight, to that develop the bishop, and you get to a pretty okay position. Let's say d6, e3, and you get to okay position. It's everything is very fine. So like this, if he plays knight f3, you can play e4. By the way, a lot of players don't expect this move and they expect you to play knight f6, so they pre-move the move bishop f4. So let's say they pre-move this, so you simply take the bishop. This is a small trick that sometimes can work. And let's say they take, you attack, and let's say they defend the pawn. Here they don't wanna play this idea, so simply they don't guard the pawn. Well, simply play normal chess, exchange pieces, and then you're completely fine. By the way, in this position, white can play knight d5, also threatening your knight, threatening the queen, and threatening to take on c7. So you have a very simple way of getting out of it. Simply take the knight on f3 with check, this pawn takes, and simply go queen d8 and you're extremely fine. After that, let's say bishop f4, simply play something like d6, after that kick the knight and develop your pieces normally. So yeah, it's a very nasty gambit, and I don't recommend you to play for black and to play for cheap tricks, but sometimes when you want to have fun, you can play this. But in general, if white is prepared, then white will win most of the games. But thousands of people have fallen for this trap, so you can maybe play some games, analyze them, and find your mistakes, and just hope for the best and play a lot of games and try different traps and see, maybe something will work for you. Especially if you have low elo, this might work with your opponent. So thank you so much for watching this video.